Welcome to Communing with Divine, a podcast where I share my spiritual quest and the lessons and the insights that I've received from many divine beings and energies during meditation. I am your host, Meraki. Now, let's begin. Hello, and welcome back to Communing with Divine. I am so happy to have you with me here today. I wanted to very quickly talk about a couple of things before I get into the sessions I had. You may have noticed I'm not a one and done kind of a person. So I repeat mistakes and I struggle sometimes with these new concepts that Divine is sharing with me, not in understanding what they're saying, but in applying what they're saying. So lessons are repeated and Divine has to sort of repeat itself to me. And I just wanted to explain that that's okay that I do that. And it's also okay if you sit there listening and saying, oh my God, what is wrong with this woman? Like, why is she not getting it? It's just the way I'm wired, I guess. I have to make mistakes. But part of this, and part of the reason that Divine wants me to share my journey, is because they want everyone that listens to this to take heart, not to get discouraged. I mean, some people have these great ability to just, they're told something once, or they have some kind of experience with a being or an energy, and it changes their life, and it changes their life permanently, and they're able somehow to just apply this to their life every day. I'm not like that. And most people I know are not like that. You know, we climb the mountain and then we're almost at that top, or we get to the top and we're looking around. We're like, oh, this is so beautiful. I made it. And then it's like, there's like a bit of a mudslide and you slide back. And that's just been my experience. And Divine was very clear to me that I was to start at the beginning and go through, day by day, step by step, what I was sharing, so that people could feel good in their own quest, their own spiritual journeys, and all of the times that, maybe you trip up or you slide backwards. And that's okay. We're human. We're in a human form, and the human form is limited. And sometimes applying the spiritual things that we know and that we've learned can be a lot harder than actually learning something, like learning about the spiritual aspects and how things work. So I just wanted to share that with you all. And the other thing that I wanted to do is that I wanted to explain a little bit about my interaction with the Divine. I interact with the Divine in a very childlike and playful manner, unless the situation calls for me to be serious. I tend to laugh a lot at my own stupidity, and they show me a lot of understanding, a lot of kindness, a lot of patience. Some of them can actually be quite funny and playful, again, until something serious comes up. But I can't really express this on my podcast. I don't know how to do that. I don't have these sort of like voice acting abilities to share that. So while I've mentioned it before and I'm mentioning it again now, it's not obvious from my recordings that is how I interact with them. So having explained that, recently I started to be very serious when I was interacting with the Divine. I was spending time with people who approached the Divine in a very serious way. They were very austere and very visibly reverent. And I think it kind of made me feel that my approach was wrong somehow, maybe not respectful or something. And so I changed my approach to being more serious. And you know what? It just got in the way of my interactions, and it didn't feel like me. So I stopped and I went back to being very childlike. And when I did that, I felt wonderful and light and happy. And it's just what works for me. So be sure to always stick with what works for you, no matter who you listen to, no matter what book you read, no matter how much somebody else is successful in the way that they approach their spiritual journey and interacting with Divine. I'd try it, see if it works for you. But if not, then, feel good about going back to what's natural and true and feels real to you. All right. So with that being said, let's begin. January the 8th, 2023. I'm saying good morning to everyone, and I'm apologizing. I'm saying I'm sorry that I was being too serious recently, but don't worry, the playful, silly me is back. Archangel Michael says, welcome back, child. The Archangel Raphael says, always honor yourself. Archangel Uriel says, find your fire and always honor the light that shines within you, for there is no other. Attempting to shine a light that is not yours is futile. It cannot be done. You can shine with your own light, or you can attempt to cover it up. What he's basically saying is that when you try to reflect the behavior of others, especially if that is expected of you, or you think is expected of you, then the behavior of others who are demanding this of you is the result of the light perverted. So you're not shining your own true light, and you're not reflecting their true light. You're reflecting something else, the light perverted, which is not light and is not truth. Uriel is nodding and continues, and therefore it is fruitless. Find your fire, shine your light, be true to yourself, stand in joy. All right, I know that there's a being here who wishes to speak to me. He presented himself to me earlier today and said that we would be talking during my meditation. But before we speak, I'm going to honor the advice that I've been given by the Archangel Michael and call in my protection first. Am I ready now? The Archangel Michael says, you are ready, child. We stand with you. So it's very important for me to call in protection. I never know who's approaching, and because I'm open to everyone. So it's prudent for me to call in protection before I connect with a being or an energy that I'm not familiar with. Hello to the gentleman there. How do you do? Thank you for coming to speak with me. I would describe this being as presenting as a wise old man. He has very long white hair, more white than gray. So white hair, a white mustache, and beard, all of which are very, very long. He has sort of bushy eyebrows that are touched with a little bit more of salt and pepper compared to the rest of his hair. His eyes are green, and even though he's old, his skin isn't wrinkly. He's dressed in a white robe, and there's some red symbols embroidered on the sleeves at the very bottom towards where the cuffs are. His robe is belted. You know, one of these, not like a belt, like a modern belt. It's like a really long piece of material that's folded in half, and the ends are looped through the part that you folded. It hangs down in front slightly to one side, and at the bottom of the belt, there's also this red embroidery. There's also red embroidery down around the hem of what he's wearing. He's wearing sandals on his feet, and his hair goes down almost to the waist on his back. He's very well groomed. The sage Melchior has come forward to say that this is a very wise man. This energy, this being is very wise, and that I should listen to him carefully. I'm obviously going to follow Melchior's advice. I don't know how I'm going to explain this, but it's like his face has now become a passageway to a universe. I'm not sure what universe it is, but it's vast and it's beautiful. It's like his eyes and the upper part of his head. So I'm looking at him, but that part of him that I just said, that part of him, through that area, I can see an entire universe. I don't understand. Is this actually another universe, or is it symbolic? The wise man speaks. You seek what you already know. This has been said many times, taught many times. What you seek is already within. All that exists within you. How to find the path? This is the challenge. Why do you resist? I don't know. I don't know. Well, I do know. I resist because I'm afraid I won't find it. I won't find the path. I know that all is within, but I have a fear that I won't find the path that will allow me to access the all. Do you not have access to us? He asks. I do. Then the path is there. He's explaining that I'm not following the path fully. I don't go beyond a certain point. He's asked me to look now again into that area of his face, the eyes and forehead, where I could see this universe. He's saying that by doing this, I'm showing that I'm willing and able. I'm willing to use him as a vehicle to observe the all from a distance, but I have not yet evolved spiritually to the point where I'm willing to access the all within me directly and fully. He's saying that I haven't worked hard enough on the courage and belief in myself that I'm worthy to walk beyond a certain point and to do this myself. So I understand what he's showing me. He's basically saying that I understand it and connect to the all by proxy. I'm happy to look at it and observe it from afar. The wise man says, think back to when you once achieved this. It's true I did, but it was for a limited time. He continues, only you limit yourself. This is true as well. He says, what do you fear? What do you fear? Have no fear, child. Have no fear. All that you seek is within. Now he's directing my attention to my body. And he's right. There's tension there. I'm tensing my shoulders, and my abs are tight. And as I sit here, I realize that my neck is tight as well. Even my head, the muscles in my head are tight. The wise man continues, this is resistance. This resistance that you feel is the anticipation of failure. It is the anticipation of failure. You will progress no farther until this is addressed. The communication with divine will continue. The messages and lessons will continue. But your progress will be hindered unless this is addressed. This is your next step, and it requires sincere effort. He's explaining that this change is essential so that I can go to the next level of depth and insight, to activate my ability to connect with and immerse myself within the all that is, the all that lies within. He asks, why did you alter how you were communicating and connecting with divine? I was afraid. And of what were you afraid? And I know what his next question is going to be. I think to myself. He raises his eyebrows as if to say, oh, do you? I think your next question is going to be, what was the fear in truth? He smiles and he nods. But it seems I have to answer the first question first. He repeats the question, of what were you afraid? I think I was afraid of not getting the right answers, or rather getting answers and information that podcast listeners would want to hear once I was guided by divine to share my meditations and everything that was coming through to me. So I lost faith in my method, and I started to try to use the method of other people. I became sort of tense and serious and removed. And ironically, this change made it harder for me to connect and to receive clear lessons. So that was a little bit ironic as well as unfortunate. What were you afraid of in truth? He asks me. I think I was afraid of actually moving past this point. I feel that at this moment, up until this moment, the lessons and the insights that I've received, the understanding that I have received is relatable to most people. I think that the fear it was that if I move beyond this point to a deeper connection and a deeper knowledge and deeper truths, that I will again be the weird one. I will be too much on the fringe to be able to reach out and share with others. I've had to keep things to myself almost all of my life. And now that I've found the courage to share, I didn't want to jeopardize it by moving forward, by going deeper. The wise man looks at me and says, well done. Thank you, but now I don't know how to move past this point, how to move through this fear. Do you not? He's calling my bluff because I do. I just have to go in and find the core root of the fear, deal with it, and release it. The wise man says, and so where does the problem lie? You know what you must do. If you seek a deeper path, if you seek to continue the journey you have begun, you must do this. Or you may remain where you are. The choice is yours. You may remain where you are if this is what you wish. But within you burns a longing for deeper truth. This is the frustration that you are experiencing. He's showing me how I'm moving from thing to thing. My brain shifts back and forth, back and forth. It's a struggle and it's a distraction. He's explaining that I'm doing this because I'm ready and because I long for deeper truth, but my fear is blocking me, or rather, I'm allowing my fear to block and distract me from my journey. Did I explain that well? The wise man is nodding. He says, "Do not despair. You have asked for help. You have asked for this, and so I am here." This is true. I've asked to be told when I'm blocking myself, when I'm sort of getting in my own way, whenever I need help. He's coming to me because I've reached a place on my path where I can choose to continue along the same path, and there is no shame in that. Or I can make a change and walk a path that allows me to delve deeper, which is what I've asked for. It's what I crave. It's what I seek. The wise man is right. There is a longing within me to connect deeply and to come to know truth to the best of my ability. The wise man says, "You must release the fear and move forward." Now he asks, "Why have you not visited Grandfather Void?" The same thing, I answer, for the same reason. He continues, "And where else have you found resistance? Your resistance is of great value. It is a map of your fear. Should you encounter resistance, do not ignore it. Do not afford it a pretext. Do not turn from it. Turn to it. Examine it. Question it. Understand it." He's correcting me and explaining that I didn't change my approach to connecting with divine because of the podcast. I changed my approach to divine because of this fear, and I was trying to limit any further growth of myself by doing this. But that's not actually what I want. The wise man says, "No, it is not, and yet this is what you have created. You have created a block. You have created resistance. You have created a stopping point." Yes, I have. He looks at me and says, "And so?" Okay, he caught me here because I was just thinking that I would deal with this fear later, but he's catching me out on that thought. He says, "Later or now?" in a sort of pointed way. Okay, I guess we're doing it now. But may I ask you a question first? Now, he's looking at me as if this might be a diversion tactic that I'm using, but it's not really. I ask him, "When you came to me today, I was talking with my son about ravens and crows and their intelligence, and how crows warn others with their cause, and how they can become loyal and actually give gifts to people who are kind to them. How they have this amazing awareness. And that led us to discuss how arrogant humans are, and that we believe that we're the only ones that have these complex thinking or deep emotions. We think that we're the only ones to have real consciousness, and we feel that this makes us extra important and superior. And then, just as I said, I don't believe this is true, you came forward." The wise man asks me, "Why did you say that you do not believe that this human belief is true? What do you feel causes this belief to arise within human beings?" I answer, "Ego." He asks, "And what is the foundation of ego?" It's fear. "And what does this fear do in this particular case?" The fear blinds us to the truth of the beauty within each creature, each tree, all of nature, all of creation. It blinds us to a greater consciousness. It blocks us from that greater consciousness. It causes us to destroy others and ourselves because we don't see value in them. We see them as lesser, not equal, and different in a way that makes them less valuable or less worthy. It destroys our connection and blocks our connection with them, and it blocks our connection with the all, with all of creation and all creations. Okay, I understand. This is why you came to me at that exact moment, because that is what this is. It's just in a different form. I'm blocking myself from all creation. I'm blocking myself from connection with the truth that lies within me, the all that lies within me. My fear is blocking my path. Wow, it's pretty crazy. I have a conversation about crows, and here we are. I say to the wise man, I'm ready. Let's remove this block, please. As usual, it's internal work that has to be done, but thankfully, this lovely wise man is going to help me with it. I find myself standing on a path, and actually, strangely enough, the path that I'm on currently, with my current level of connection with divine, branches off from my main path. I didn't expect that. And that branch, which is to my right, is quite illuminated. I can see all of the beings who look after me and stand with me every day, and Mother Universe as well. In front of me is a path. It's darker, and there's this huge monolithic type block there, and it's casting a shadow over the path that I was walking. I have to remove this monolith. The wise man is standing next to me. He's not standing on my path, but he is right next to me. He asks me, "What is your fear?" I fear both too much too soon, and I fear that I will find nothing at all, that I'll fail. I fear both success and failure. The wise man says, "You fear all outcomes." Yes, I fear all outcomes. Why is this? He asks me. Because I've been taught that my success and that honoring my true vibration often makes other people uncomfortable. It can make people feel bad. And sometimes it makes other people feel angry, especially if there's jealousy there. And I don't want to hurt or upset other people. And I've learned that my failure makes me feel bad. It makes me feel lesser because I know I'm not honoring my true self. But it honors what other people have taught me that I should be. He says, and so you have chosen mediocrity. Okay, thanks. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Mediocrity. Yes, mediocrity. And so what is your choice now, child? I choose to succeed. I choose to honor my true vibration, my true self. I choose not to hide this for the sake of others. We're going to go in and find, he corrected me. I'm going to go in and find the point where I stopped honoring my true self, where the fear of both failures and of success rose up and became solidified within me. And this may take a minute. So I have this experience that I can feel that's lodged itself in my heart chakra and my solar plexus chakra. So I'm going to call this experience forth. It comes out of both my chakras, and they merge above my body into one experience so that I can look at it and deal with the fears and the misbeliefs that this experience spawned in me. It's interesting because each of these are slightly different echoes from the same experience. So the same experience, but in different chakras with different echoes or vibrations. They're slightly different because one has to do with unconditional self-love and the other had to do with a sense of self. So as these two orbs of the experience from both chakras come above my body and become one, they're still slightly separated. It's like seeing double vision a bit. Not totally separate, but they're really, really close. But the outlines of both of them are just slightly off one another because they vibrate with different resonances. This is what is being explained to me. It's sort of a silly experience now that I look at it. It's a little bit of nothing. It's definitely not something you would think would be so traumatic. I had a field day where my class was going to a museum, and I was very excited about it for some reason. I was very young. I was 6 years old, and I was in the first grade. I had talked about this field trip from the time I brought my permission slip home for my parents to sign. I had to be at school at a very specific time that was earlier than usual. Well, I get up, and my parents aren't awake. Somehow, this doesn't concern me. I get dressed, and they're still sleeping. So I write a note. It probably wasn't very much of a note. It probably just said something like, "I am at school," and badly spelled. But I thought I was being a very big girl. Anyway, my mom was sleeping on her back, and I went into their bedroom and I put my note on her stomach. And I walked off to my school that was just down the road from my house. I'm looking at myself and I can feel how thrilled I am. And why shouldn't I have been? I can feel my excitement and how pleased I am that I managed to do all of this by myself. I got up by myself. I got myself ready. I left a note, which clearly I had learned from watching my parents leaving notes to each other. I went off to school and I was on time. I'm ready to go on my field trip. Now I'm in my classroom and we're all getting up from our desks. We're all lining up against the wall. I'm very excited. Suddenly, my dad walks in. He's dressed in his dressing gown, which is a burgundy and green tartan. He's wearing his slippers and his pajamas. His hair is all over the place. He looks like a crazy man, and he's angry. I'm shocked to see him. I'm really scared, and I'm embarrassed because everyone's looking at him and at me. I'm also really confused. You see, at this moment, I'm very proud of myself. I listened to myself. I was being myself, independent, capable, excited, a free spirit. I was also responsible. I left a note. And I thought my parents would get up and read the note and be proud too. So I am really, really confused. Why is he here? I left a note. Why does he look so frightened and so angry? I'm definitely picking up his anger. Now I'm becoming frightened and angry. He comes over to me and he tells me that we're going home. And I'm saying, no, I want to go on the field trip, Daddy. Daddy, I want to go on the field trip. He says, you're coming home right now, young lady. You're in a lot of trouble. I can feel all of my classmates staring at me and staring at him, and I'm really embarrassed. I'm embarrassed, and I'm scared, and I'm sad. You get your things right now. Now I feel as if almost everyone is laughing at me. Not out loud because they're scared of my dad, but to themselves. And I think that they're thinking that I'm stupid and that he's a terrible dad. We're walking home now. There's a path that leads to a sidewalk. It's going to be a very long walk home because my dad is furious. We'll talk about this when we get home. As we come into the house, my dad yells out, "She was at school." We walk into the living room and my mom walks in from another door. I can tell that she's not coming in to give me a hug. She looks angry too. I'm being sat down. My parents sit on a couch and they sit me on this one single armchair that I was always made to sit in whenever I got into trouble. Now they're both attacking me. My mother's attacks are things like, "You've always been nothing but trouble. I don't know where you came from. You're not like any of us, always causing trouble." My dad is saying things that are more like, "You scared us. This was a bad thing to do. You're never to do anything like this again." And I'm trying to explain to them that it wasn't my fault that they forgot, that I wanted to go on this trip and that I kept reminding them. My mother is saying, "You're nothing but trouble. You always do the wrong thing. You cause us nothing but grief." I say, "I left you a note." She says, "There was no note." "There was a note. I put a note on Mommy's tummy." My mom screams, "Don't lie. There was no note." I'm crying. "I left a note." My dad's saying, "Don't lie. You're only making things worse with your lies." My mom is saying, "See, I keep telling you that she's nothing but trouble, and she's a liar as well." And I'm yelling and I'm crying. "I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I left a note." To prove that I was lying, my dad goes down to their bedroom. I sit there while my mother continues her character assassination of me. My dad comes back in with the note in his hand. It seems that when my mom had gotten up, it fell off and ended under the bed. But there are no apologies. There are no, "Whoops, I guess you didn't lie." Nothing. My dad stands there holding my note, still angry, and shouts, "This doesn't excuse what you did." But I don't understand what I did wrong. I got up, I got dressed, I got ready for school. I wrote a note. I walked successfully to school in time to go on my field trip that I really wanted to go on. I didn't wake them up because I thought they were tired. In my mind, they were tired, and I didn't want to wake them up. They were sleeping, and I was trying to be good. As I watch, the experiences from the two chakras become one. They are now resonating as one single experience. Now that this has happened, I'm going to have to go in and deal with this experience. I will go in as an adult into this experience, and I will deal with the echoes of this experience that sent me into a tailspin that I'm still trying to recover from. The time is now. I've entered the experience, and I'm telling both of my parents that they are not allowed to speak. I pick myself up, little me, and I hold her. I tell my parents that they're to stay where they are and that I'll be back, and I take little me into the kitchen. I give her a napkin so she can dry her eyes and blow her little nose. The poor little thing. I sit down with her and I put her on my lap. I wait for her to calm down and I tell her it's okay. I let her calm down and I tell her that she did nothing wrong. Then I tell her that she is not going to pay attention to what my parents, our parents, just said, that she's going to listen and pay attention to what I say, because I am you and I know better than they do. I explained to her that it's our parents' fault that this happened because they didn't wake up. That was their responsibility and they failed. They didn't remember despite all of the times you talked about it, all of your excitement. Not remembering about the field trip was also their fault. And with all of the noise that you made getting up and getting dressed, turning lights on, brushing your teeth, and writing notes, they didn't wake up. That's not your fault. That's their fault. Or it's just something that happened and it's nobody's fault. But it's definitely not your fault, I say to little me. They have no right to be angry. They have a right to be scared, but not to be angry with anyone else other than themselves. I explain that we're going to go back into the living room together and she's going to tell them what she thinks, and I'm going to tell them too. And then we'll give them a chance to apologize, but it doesn't matter whether they do or not. I ask her if she understands. Is it okay? I tell her, you're going to be safe. Do you understand that? You are safe. Are you ready? She says that she is. We're walking back into the living room. I'm still holding her. We sit down in the chair and she's on my lap. She's sort of cuddled up into my neck. I say to my parents, I want the two of you to listen to me really carefully. You are going to let her tell you her version of her story without interruption. And then you're going to listen to me tell you the adult truth of this situation, also without interruption. And then you'll be given the opportunity to apologize. You will not have the opportunity to express yourself because you already have. All of this nonsense and abusive, out-of-control behavior is nothing but a reflection of your own personal issues, your own fears, and the fact that you know you failed your child, and you did so in a very public way. There's also all other kinds of drama that the two of you have between one another that has nothing to do with your daughter, but that you vent at her and on her because it's easier. Now you will sit and listen. Whether you choose to apologize at the end of this is up to you, but you will not speak until you're given the opportunity to apologize. Is that understood? All right then, go ahead, little one. She begins to speak softly and slowly at first, as if she's afraid, but as she begins to speak her truth and her voice is heard, her voice becomes louder and stronger, and without fear. She's explaining that this field trip was really important to her. She's saying that she was really excited about going. She's reminding them about how all she did was talk about this field trip because she was so excited. She didn't think that they forgot. She thought that they were tired. She said she thought that what she was doing was the right thing by not waking them up because she thought they were tired. She's saying that she thought they'd be proud of her that she got ready for school on her own and that she thought to leave a note. Now she's moving on from this topic to other ones. She's saying that they always pick on her for silly things that make her feel badly about herself, like biting her nails or not doing well in school, and that these things are not her fault. She bites her nails because she's scared a lot, and she really isn't good at school. But she is very good at climbing the jungle gym, riding her bike, ballet, and ice skating, but they don't care about those things. She thought this time they would be really proud of her, that they would say, "Look at what she can do. Look at what a big girl she is." She's saying that Dad embarrassed her when he came into the school looking crazy and yelling, and that he embarrassed her in front of all of her friends, and she was so proud until he came into the classroom. She's saying that she feels unloved, totally unloved. She's choosing the words, "they don't like her," which is her way of saying she doesn't feel appreciated. She says that everything she does, they say is wrong, and when she tries to explain, they never listen. Okay, now I can feel another little part of this experience that was hiding. It was hiding in my throat chakra, and it just came out and merged with the experience. Clearly, this was a very pivotal experience for me. This experience ripped from this little girl her sense of self, her confidence, her innate independence, her ability to do, and her belief in herself that she could do. This was probably the first time that she ever did something really independently, and, to her mind, something that a big girl and a good daughter would do, and she was eviscerated for it. This one incident affected her self-love and her sense of being worthy of love. It was the culmination of years of hurt. This was the straw that broke the camel's back. Her little back. My back. And because she wasn't heard and she wasn't allowed to speak, it also blocked her throat chakra. It blocked her voice. Her truth became muted. These blocks are in the 3 chakras that are most important to self: the solar plexus, the heart, and the throat. This is where her fear of doing and not doing arose, of success and failure. Because if she hadn't done what she did, she would have failed to go on the trip. She would have failed herself. And she would have failed to do that which she knew she could do. But by succeeding, she attracted nothing but anger and, in her mind, hatred, and she was eviscerated. Her success brought nothing but abuse and derision. I'm going to speak with her now. Do you feel better now that you've said all of these things? Do you understand that they were wrong in how they acted? Do you understand that it was their job to remember something that was this important to you? Do you understand that what you did was amazing? You're only 6. Not a lot of kids your age could do what you did. I'm really proud of you, and I think you're amazing. She's wrapped up in my arms, and she's squeezing me. She is so happy. I can feel it. I'm saying to her, I am so proud for you doing what you did. And I love you as you are. Never ever feel badly about yourself. Always be brave enough to try to succeed. And never fear failure, okay? Promise? I can see a shift in her. She is so happy. Now, on to my parents. I say, Mom, Dad, I know that you were scared. As I am a parent now, I can empathize with that fear. But at the end of the day, it was your failure, not hers. You failed to remember something that your child told you repeatedly. She was excited about it. It was important to her. And that's okay that this happened. But you have to take responsibility for that because it was your failure, not hers. You failed to wake up when a child of 6 turned on all the lights all over the house, brushed your teeth, brushed your hair, and got dressed. She made all kinds of noise and you slept through it. That's on you. You failed to wake up when she went into your room multiple times to check if you were awake. And you failed to wake up when she put a note on your chest. All of this is on you, not on her. To make matters worse, you never allowed her to speak her truth. You never apologized to her for how you behaved and the horrible things that both of you said. You never tried to explain why you reacted the way that you did, and you blamed her entirely. That's not okay, because none of this was on her. All of this was on you. Also, you never told her that you were amazed by her in any way. Not one kind word about what she was able to do for herself. I can tell you that as an adult, I forgive you both. But I can also tell you as an adult that this one event damaged her so greatly that for the rest of her life, she feared both failure and success. You can imagine what that led to. Now, I stand before you and I say, I forgive you both. and I release myself from the fears and the damage that your stupidity and your human weakness created. Now that she's safely with me in my arms, you may address her and apologize if you wish. My dad is going first. He says he's sincerely sorry. He's saying everything that I just said is true, and he wants me to know it. I look to my mom and I say, no excuses, Mom. You either apologize or you don't. My mother finds apologies abhorrent, but she's saying that she's sorry as well. I accept both of your apologies. I love you and I forgive you. And little me is also on board with this too. From now on, we will speak our truth and honor our true vibration. Is that not right, little one? Okay, good. So now I release my mom and dad. I release this situation and experience. All is forgiven. All is released. And so it is done. Now I'm stepping out of the experience and looking at the orb of the experience that came from my chakras. The healed experiences have become one, and they return to me. Little me is happy. I didn't expect it to happen so quickly, but I could feel that she was ready to merge back with me. This was an amazingly powerful healing session for myself, I feel. I'm speaking to the wise man, and I'm saying thank you. I never would have thought that that was the issue. Never. And what an experience this was. Absolutely amazing. Fear transformed and released. Let's get back to the path, I guess. The wise man is smiling. I can clearly see that the huge monolithic block is still there. But now I know what I must do. I walk up to the monolith and I put my hand on it. And I say, "Begone, you are only an illusion." It was never there. It was just a figment of my own imagination that was created by my own fear. And fear is only an illusion in truth. Am I correct? The wise man smiles and says, "You have done well. You may walk forward." This is very exciting. I can see where there's a line across the path that marked my progress. And now as I step across it onto the other part of the path, as far in the distance as I can see beautiful light. It is the light that beckons me. I am so happy and filled with joy and excitement. I ask the wise old man if I can give him a hug. And as I do, I say to him, I know you. I know your energy, and yet I don't know who you are. As I hug him, I realize that he's wearing a necklace of sorts. It's on a strap that looks like leather, and there's a symbol hanging from it. I'll try to draw it later today. The wise man steps back from me and says, "The path is clear. You may walk forward." Thank you so much. And I take my first step forward on my new path. I want to thank all of you so much. I'm sorry I won't delay you any longer. This is over 42 minutes. But thank you all for listening to me, and I hope you'll join me again for the next one. Have a great day.